Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here with Mr. Truck and Ivan the Terrible.
No, my name is Andre.
And we're doing the top 5 trucks that we're really looking forward to driving. Now, bear in mind, these are vehicles that are either brand new or significantly updated, and in some cases...
Or concepts even.
Concepts that may not ever be built. And that is going to be coming up next. So here we go. Top 5 vehicles, trucks that we want to drive. We're dying to drive. We want to get our hands on these things. Number 5, I'll start it off with the Hyundai Santa Cruz. Now, this is a vehicle that we don't know for sure they're going to actually build. Hyundai says there's interest in it, and there is, but we don't know if it's going to be made. Now,
are you yawning?
You're yawning, you know, or already don't like it.
I could care less. Wow. Is it really a truck? Is it just a little baby Ridgeline? Well, I don't know what it is.
It's kind of a baby Ridgeline, but what I like about it is there's a lot of people who don't need something like a Tacoma or a Nissan Frontier, but they need just a little bit of space and a little bit of capacity, and I think that fills the gap right there.
Motorized wheelbarrow. That would work.
Oh, come on.
Well, but the interesting part about the smaller trucks, right, it's their price of entry too, right?
Yeah.
You know, you can get a full-size truck, but how do you actually undercut the full-size truck and make something smaller and useful and more affordable?
As a daily driver, it'll be very good, I would imagine, because it has what we think is going to be the 2-liter turbocharged engine, the same one that they use.
Diesel, right?
Well, that's the thing, is that there's a rumor there is a diesel that they could use.
So yeah, we don't
as
know
well.
a lot of specs or any detail on
We
it. It's a concept.
really just have some basic things that we've heard, some rumors, but Hyundai is very interested in building it. And I think they should, because there are a lot of people out there who just don't need the capacity of a pickup truck. They need something that just comes in underneath it. All right, let's go to number 4. Go ahead and lead that off.
2016 Honda Ridgeline. So we've seen camouflaged images of this pickup truck. We don't know any specifications on it, right? And actually the current Ridgeline's been discontinued. I mean, the sales of it has wound down.
Yeah.
So we have kind of an empty space here in the Honda stable.
Well, Honda's got a very loyal following. You know, they need to fill the gap.
Yeah, they do. And this is what I hear. Now, once again, this is just what we hear. There will be updates to the chassis. Basically, they will beef everything up and increase capacity a little bit. But for the most part, what they're doing is they want it to look more like a truck.
Yeah, and I think there's another rumor that it's going to separate the bed from the cab.
Oh, it's still going to be unibody? Is it still going to be...
Because it was a full panel.
Right.
Yeah, it was a unibody before.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But these are rumors. I mean, we don't know a lot of information about this.
Yeah, they'd be more interesting if it was a body on frame if they did separate it, because that makes a difference in what your bed does back there for how the truck rides.
Yeah.
Put them all
Absolutely.
together and your suspension's tied that way.
But in order to do that, you would need an entire frame underneath, whereas in right now it's unibody, and then there is a subframe under the rear end,
Right,
which
subframe.
helps its capacity. 5,000 pounds towing with the old model. I hear that they're going to bump it up a little bit, so maybe 6,000 pounds possibly?
Yeah. Well, Honda's numbers I always like, because when they figure curb weight, they figure 4 people, full tank of gas, instead of where everybody else has 150-pound one person.
Yeah,
and a tank
yeah.
of gas. So they've got real numbers, which I appreciate.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
and so we're looking forward to it because it might be a really, really good, ideal vehicle, once again, to go underneath vehicles like the Tacoma and the Frontier, which have more capacity, but they're more trucks. Now, speaking of that, let's go to number 3. That's something that's going to be very different. You go for it, Kent.
Yeah, that's 2016 Titan should be exciting. You know, you got the Cummins diesel, you've got a factory installed gooseneck option, you've got the integrated brake controller, you got recirculating ball front end like a 3/4 ton does. So it's kind of that mid truck between the half ton and the heavy duty. So it's going to be very interesting if that gap really is a real market.
Yeah, between the light duty and the heavy duty,
Yeah.
right?
If that exists, then they're really going to be on top of things. And, we waited for Titan to change all these years, and this is a major change, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it says, 555 pound-feet of torque from the diesel. We have that as an announcement. And I think the base model will get the old V8. Is that what I hear?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of information. We've asked
Right,
Nissan,
yeah.
tell us a little bit more, but they're still waiting. The truck should go on sale at the very end of 2015.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what they said. So
That's going to be fun to drive.
yeah, so we should have like a launch event sometime in the fall. So,
Right. Yeah, that's an exciting entry because that is so dramatically changed.
It is. I'm really, because it's something new. Again,
Yeah.
it's between. When you get to diesel, is it really a super or a heavy duty truck, or is it a light duty? How does it fit?
It's going to be interesting to see what those numbers truly are, and I guarantee you they're going to surprise a few people. Fred Diaz is there and all that, and how he really
Yes.
pumped everything up. So it's going to be interesting. But let's go to number 2. And this is an interesting one because Andre and I actually have a little something interesting to tell you guys, and it is the 2016 Toyota Tacoma. Andre and I will be going to the Tacoma event in August
Yes.
to cover the vehicle and to do the press event with it. Are you going to that?
No, I don't know. I have not received an invitation.
Sorry.
So what can I say?
Didn't mean to rub it in a little bit there.
Sorry.
But the good news is, with that vehicle, we're talking about a new body, new interior, new engines, new
Right.
transmissions. From what I understand, they've been working on the geometry of the suspension system. So we're talking about pretty much a new truck.
Yeah, but which looks remarkably similar to the current one.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So-
And I don't know about the design yet. It's sort of take it or leave it. I'm on the fence with that, but it's an exciting vehicle. And look, Tacoma is one of the best-selling pickup trucks ever.
Yeah, they're a segment leader. They certainly, I'm not going to take any chances, but they do need to excite the sales now that we have GM involved in the mid-size class.
Yeah, GM is pushing a bit with the Colorado and the Canyon. And we'll be there in August, and we'll learn everything we possibly can about this. truck.
Everything we possibly can.
Yes.
We'll hold them down, put a knife to their neck, and say, "Just tell us." Finally, number 1. This is a good one.
It's going to take a little bit longer for this one. It's the 2017 Ford Raptor. We saw it in Detroit,
Yep.
and now we have this waiting period where we're wondering, what's going to
time.
happen with this.
Right.
Now, we know they're testing with it everywhere. In fact, Kent, you were just telling me about them testing in the dunes and going
Yeah,
off-road with
we just
it. And
finished that.
And this is what we know. Aluminum exterior, 10-speed transmission,
Right,
EcoBoost engine.
Right.
We don't have any actual numbers. Nothing's been released, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to build a vehicle that is slower or less efficient than the vehicle they're
Right.
replacing.
They did say it's going to be more powerful than the current 6.2 V8.
Yeah.
So they did say that.
Yeah, and that 10-speed automatic, introducing that, we know that's coming to all the truck lines, so that's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is definitely something we're looking forward to. And of course, we'll keep you guys absolutely up to date on those vehicles. But we have a bonus. Andre, what's the bonus?
The bonus is the current topic of aluminum versus steel. There's been a lot of, more ads coming out on either
GM ads,
side.
yeah.
On either side. So we
Competition.
wanted to talk a little bit about this topic.
Absolutely. So, first of all, if you are looking forward to aluminum, raise your hand. If you're looking forward to steel, raise your hand. I like
Looking
steel.
behind to steel, not forward, behind to steel.
If you are interested in both, raise your hand. There we go. So the reason I'm old school real quick is because steel has been out for such a long time that it's easier to work with for a lot of people. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot cheaper for maintenance and replacement and repair. And you can also hang magnets on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, try
that's
that.
cool.
Try that.
Yeah,
try that with aluminum.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's, well,
So what's the history of this debate, Kent?
Aluminum, it's way back when the old trucks in the early 30s had wood spoke wheels, and somebody came out with a steel wheel, and they thought, well, how are we going to do that? We got tools to fix our wagon wheels. What are we going to do with the steel wheel?
Oh,
so it's
see?
kind of that
Smack.
thing.
Yeah, he's smacking
But,
me around a little bit.
look at aircraft, military or the civilian side. Look at DC-3, that's like 70 years old, aluminum skin. Look at B-52 bombers, aluminum skin. They're almost 60 years old, and they've been recommissioned for more decades. You look at the 747s out there. They fly every single day. I mean, there's a whole fleet of them goes to Saudi Arabia for Evergreen every day. So, they know what's going on. Look at semi-trucks. Cabs have been riveted aluminum or fiberglass for a long time now.
What about
Hoods and
trailers?
Cab. Trailers on the horse trailer side, that's been the big deal. They've gone to aluminum because so much has happened to their steel with saw damage in eastern United States.
Uh-huh.
And they've learned that a long time ago. You got to use aluminum sheet metal. It looks better longer if you isolate it from the steel, which they do with mylar tape and a bunch of other things. You don't have a corrosion problem. You don't have electrolysis problems. You don't have all those the whole rust idea of steel. Look at a 30-year-old semi-trailer. It's a rust bucket. Look at anything that's not been galvanized.
So what's the rumor right now with General Motors and aluminum? Telling the
Well, they brag about their aluminum hood. So what's the difference between building an aluminum hood on a truck and the rest of the
Versus
body?
steel, yeah.
Now, you know aluminum has to be thicker to have the same strength. So that's why Ford really reinforced their bed. It's much thicker than the old
they
hood.
call it military grade.
They call it, and that's actually it's a 6061 is what
The grade of it.
That's what I know of it. 6061 T6. So it's a 6000 series. That's what most of your really high quality aluminum hitches are made of. That's what your high quality horse trader sheet metal is made of. So it's all the same kind of thing. So it's not like new technology. I mean, European cars, what, 15 years? Audis, Beamers, the whole
even-
ball of wax.
even longer than that in
So
some
we're not
cases.
talking about some new thing. And and then they talk on one ads I saw GM. They're talking about the adhesives. They've been using the same adhesives on steel. So it's not like it's anything is new. It's and you got to have progress. You got to have competition. All this makes the world get better. And if we can't be open to some of that, like nobody wants a new doctor, nobody wants a new lawyer, nobody wants a new wife. These are things you have to get used to. So
All of those are up for debate. But
So my take on this is this: you have to use a material that makes sense in the application. So, and Ford has taken a big bet, right? It was their most popular vehicle in the country,
Yeah,
the
it is.
F-150, and they're
It's a
going
big
for
gamble.
aluminum. So they're really giving it, a huge, momentum and push. And I am a little concerned about, maintenance costs in the interim, right? So there's information out there that it costs more and it takes longer to repair. But I think on the other side is, first of all, it gives you a little bit more payload, right? You subtract the weight from the
Right,
truck,
right.
you can add weight of cargo. So I'm really excited about that, usefulness of it. So
and it's very recyclable, more recyclable than steel is.
yeah. So in general, I'm for progress. But if you're making a decision today, should you get, a traditional steel truck or, the F-150, which is all aluminum, these are the things you need to think about.
absolutely. And there's one final thing to this, and we've got to close this down, and that is composite materials. I've been hearing rumors that a lot of people have been looking at composite materials to replace steel and aluminum.
Yeah.
To use it throughout the vehicle and to lighten it up, and at the same time not have to worry about the price of aluminum. As you know, it's not exactly that plentiful of a material compared to some other materials out there.
And
So-
for example, Tacoma uses a composite bed.
Right, right, they do.
Right, GM has done that in the past too. The inside cert was.
And what's the next step? Carbon fiber?
Well, that's possible,
Plastic,
or some other
yeah.
form of carbon
Yeah,
fiber,
yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, hey, this is a big debate. We want you to join in that debate. Please put your comments down below. For the Fast Lane Truck
This is Andre,
Kent.
and Nathan, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
and we'll bring you all the information about the new trucks really soon.
Promise.